Stakes week in Washington. We're breaking down the biggest developments to help keep you up to speed. CBS News Justice correspondent Scott McFarland joining us now. Scott, lawmakers reacted strongly this week after it was revealed the Department of Justice and D.C. U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro sought but did not secure indictments against some members of Congress over the release of a video advising service members not to follow illegal orders. What do we know about this effort and how significant is this?
We know it may not be the last time they give this a try. They could go back to a grand jury here in D.C. and give this another shot, but it's setting shockwaves, unlike other controversial issues in the Trump administration. And Annie, that's really saying something. What's concerning to any number of Democrats is that if you are going to mechanize the Department of Justice as an administration and try to prosecute and jail Congress and members of Congress who are critical of the president, that is a Rubicon you're crossing and a dangerous one. The grand juries here in D.C., though, Annie, this is not the first time they have defied the Department of Justice and refused to indict a defendant. It's incredibly rare in general, but we've seen that before here with other assault cases, and including the infamous sandwich guy case. The grand jury at first said no to that one, too.
Scott, definitely want to ask you about this. Another major moment this week, Attorney General Pam Bondi's testimony where she faced sharp questioning about her handling of the Epstein files, lots of fireworks out of that. What was the most significant moment when Pam Bondi was pressed during this hearing?
Yeah, the general tenor and decorum of that hearing was just awful, even by modern politically toxic standards. And the Democrat, Jamie Raskin of Montgomery County, the top Democrat on the committee, was trying to question the Attorney General and found that she was just not being responsive, was instead of answering questions, counterpunching with unique, focused political attacks against the Democrats on the panel. The biggest takeaway is what has become of congressional oversight of this administration. The Congress is to question members of the cabinet to find out how agencies are performing, and this was not productive use of time. And I think, Annie, though there are open questions about the Epstein case files, about what's happening in Minneapolis, the broader takeaway is what has become of this federal government in our city, where so many of our neighbors and friends work, so many of our neighbors and friends are on these congressional staffs. This was a turn, and not a good one, of congressional decorum.
Yes, lots of opinions about that hearing. Afterward, reports revealed the Justice Department had tracked what members of Congress searched on government computers related to the unredacted files and referenced that information during her testimony. What's the response from congressional leaders?
Yeah, that didn't go over well. And actually, this may be one of those bipartisan things where you have both parties say you can't be searching what members of Congress do when they're at your databases at the Department of Justice trying to do their jobs. They are somewhat protective of their discretion and their power, and this seems to be an encroachment by the Department of Justice, tracking their searches, tracking their movements. Let's see how long that lasts before both parties say stop it.
All right, Scott, we have to end there. Always good to see you. Scott McFarland, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks, Annie.
Well, her reign